Hi, sixth graders. We're on lesson 5-2. So in your notebook, make sure you turn to the next entirely blank page right after your classwork from lesson 5-1. So don't skip pages. It's okay if it's on a left side or a right side as long as it's a completely blank page. So at the very top, write lesson 5-2, adding and subtracting fractions. And then you'll want to write page 236 because that's where it is found in your textbook. At the bottom of your notebook will be a different page number. That will be the page number of your notebook, but this is the page in the math textbook. Okay? You do not need to write the learning target down, but it is adding and subtracting like and unlike fractions. And our vocabulary words, which you are going to want to include in your notebook, and also you will want to put on your tip chart for like and unlike fractions. So like fractions, which you'll want to write in your notebook right underneath your title, you want to write like fractions equals same denominator. So some examples of like fractions would be 2/3 and 1/3, or 4/10, and 9/10. Okay, denominator is the bottom number, remember. So like fractions have the same denominator. So to add or subtract, we add or subtract the numerators, keep the denominator, and then simplify. So if we want to add 2/3 plus 1/3, we add our numerators. So we would get 2 plus 1 equals 3 over 3. So 3/3, which equals 1. 4/10 plus 9/10. 4 plus 9 equals 13. And then we keep the denominator, so 13/10. And then we simplify, and if it's an improper fraction like this, we can always simplify it by making a mixed number, and mixed number is in simplest form over improper. We never want to leave our answer in improper form or improper fraction. So 10 goes into 13 one time. 1 times 10 is 10. So then we have 3 left from 13, because 13 minus 10 is 3. So 1 and 3/10, we keep the denominator. Okay, we're going to do a couple more problems like that after we talk about unlike fractions. So underneath, you'll want to write unlike fractions equals different denominators. So if we have 2/3 and 3/4, those are unlike fractions. If we have 1/5 and 1/6, those are unlike fractions. Even though they have the same numerators, they have different denominators. So when we add or subtract unlike fractions, we need to find a common denominator first. Then we add and subtract the numerators. Then we keep the denominator, and then we simplify. So instead of doing it right here in this little area, I'm going to wait till we have more room on the page. So here are some examples that you might want to pick and choose a few of these to write down. 11/15 plus 13/15. So these are like fractions because we have the same denominator. 11 plus 13 is 24. And then we keep the denominator, so 24/15. We know that 15 goes into 24 once. 1 times 15 is 15. 24 minus 15 then is 9. So 1 and 9/15. 9/15 can be simplified a little bit further because 9 and 15 can both be divided by 3. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So our answer is 1 and 3/5. Okay, do this one really fast on your own. So 56 minus 23 we know is 33. 23. Yeah, 33. Oh my goodness. Sad. Okay, 33 90ths. And then we simplify. We know that they can both be divided by 3. So 33 divided by 3 is 11. 90 divided by 3 is 30. So our answer then is 11/30. If we have 1/2 plus 1/4, this time we have unlike denominators. So we need to find a common denominator first in order to add them together. I know that 2 can go into 4, so if I just change this to fourths by multiplying by 2, remember if I do something to the denominator, I have to do it to the numerator. So if I multiply both by 2, I would end up with 2/4 plus 1/4, and I would get 3/4. So 1/2 plus 1/4 equals 3/4. 1/3 plus 1/9. Again, I know that 3 goes into 9, so 3 times 3, and then 1 times 3. And notice that I rewrite my problem so that I'm not trying to do it in my head. So 3/9 plus 1/9. It's better to take the extra few seconds to rewrite it and to use the extra paper to rewrite it to make sure that you get it right. Because if you're always trying to do this in your head, you are going to get confused and you will eventually add the wrong numbers and you will not get the correct answer. So then we're left with 4/9. If we have 2/3 minus 1/4, well, this time 3 does not go into 4 and 4 does not go into 3, but I know that they both can go into 12. So 3 times 4 and then 2 times 4, because we have to do the exact same thing. And I know that 3 times 4 is 12. That's why I'm multiplying by 4. And I also know that 4 times 3 is 12. So then I have to do that to the top as well. Whatever you do to either the numerator or the denominator, you have to do it to the other one. So I'm going to rewrite this. I have 8/12 minus 3/12. And now I subtract my numerators, so 8 minus 3 equals 5/12. Okay, if we have, Sarah had a 3/4 inch piece of ribbon and cut off 1/6 inches, how much of the ribbon is left? So she starts with 3/4 and then she cuts off 1/6. So that would be subtracts 1/6. I want you to pause me and do this in your notebook and come back and check your answer. So 4 and 6, we know if I multiply 4 times 6, I get 24. So I know that they both go into 24, and you can totally use 24 as your common denominator. I also know that they both go into 12, so we can change them both to 12s. 4 times 3 is 12, and then 6 times 2 is 12. So notice what I did to the bottom, I did the same to the top, even though it's different to the tops. Okay, now I need to rewrite it. So we have 9/12 minus 2/12, and we end up with 7/12. If you did change it and convert it to 24ths, you would have had multiplied both by 6. So you would have ended up with 18/24. And then over here, we would have multiplied both numerator and denominator by 4. So then we would have had 4/24. 18 minus 4 is 14/24. We can divide both the top and the bottom by 2. So then we end up with 7/12, which is the same answers. So it doesn't matter which denominator you choose, you will end up with the same answer in the end. Okay, make sure you log into NICU and take the 5-2 NICU quiz. And if you have any other questions, you can always look back in your book or you can rewatch the video. Have a super evening, and I will see you in class tomorrow.